the main goal of today is to finish the where CRUD, right? So have a button to start and stop, and implement that logic in the actual controller and the display. And if we have some time, then we'll do some aggregation, some SQL aggregation to say, okay, how long did we read the lenses today? And display maybe some graphs, right? And this is, again, another optional stuff that we'll do at the end of everything if we actually manage to do everything that we set out to do. Okay, so let's do, let's go back to our where controller. And I should have this in my harpoon, right? Yeah. Okay, awesome. So the model is fine. We don't need to change the model, right? Because, oh, yeah, we do need to change the thing, right? Because the end could be nullable. And let me actually just toggle Codeon because it's been bothering me more and more. And let's go to our migrations. And let's do, there we go. What the hell? Say this one can be nullable. Right? And so what we'll do here is we'll remove our database because it's not like we have any important information there, right? So let's remove this, and then we'll do a node ace migration run. There we go. And now we can simply kick our server back up. Now, the question is, should I do the should I have a different endpoint that will just be a form submission to say, okay, you started wearing them, right? And then we'll do so we could have an endpoint that is something like where, and the first time it submits, it adds a start time, right? So we start at this point precisely, at the time of the request. And the next time we hit it, we can either specify a time on it, and it should be it will probably just be a get request, or I guess it's a post or a put request if we actually follow the HTTP specification, but we'll see about that. And the so what we're doing is first time no info, or if the info is given that it is ignored, we generate the starting time. Next time we hit that endpoint, we can either not specify the info and it will take the time of request as the ending, or if we specify a time in there, then it actually gets the it gets set as the end time. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's see. How can I call this? Let's see. How could I call this? I would probably call it update. Damn, it already exists. Where? Whatever. So we'll take request, we'll take response, we'll take auth, and that should be all, right? So first of all, let's get our user so we can do await auth.authenticate. And once we have that, then we can go on and we can try to see if there's already a where that doesn't have an end date. So find, and then we can do where end date. How the hell do I do this kind of query? Let's take a look at Lucid's documentation. I'll switch back to the navigator, and there we go. So let's see. User.query. Okay, so that's fine. CRUD operations, there we go. Read, find, find by. Okay, so basically find by and then the column and the value. Or, yeah. It's this method also returns about the instance or no? Awesome. So what we want to do is say where end date is no. So if not no, if not where, we do something else. We do something else. Let's get our payload from the request. We can do request request that all, and let's probably type this as well. Awesome. So we have our payload, and in any case, we want to do something. So if there's not a where, let's make this mutable, and then we can do where is equal to new where wait, let's do await where that create, and then we'll do user ID. Yeah, user ID is equal to user.id, and start date is equal to date time dot now. Right? And here we'll probably do something. Can we do something like query dot where, and then do we have something like and where? Yeah, awesome. So where, so what's the, yeah, that doesn't help. So let's take a look at the documentation again. And let's see, query builder. Where has method writes the final initial constraints by passing a callback. That's not it. Custom count. I mean, query scopes. Query builder. There we go. Select query builder. So select. Okay. Where? Okay, and then it's the same structure. This is strict equal, and then we can also do operations. Okay. So we can go back to the code, and we can say, so and where user ID is equal to user.id, right? And where, and then we can do and date null and first, because we want the first one. Okay, so maybe not and where here, and where not. Oh, we do have a where null. Awesome. So we can do and where null and date. And for now, let's just console log where, and let's return response that redirect dot back. And this is a reachable code, but that's what we want. So once that is done, then let's actually try it out and see. I'll log back in because it doesn't work anymore, right? And I can go to where's slash app slash where. So we have nothing there. And the first thing I should do is, I should probably, sorry. I should probably just have this method actually work, right? So let's go back to, let's see, to the index here, and we'll have a form method post, and we'll close the form. We'll have a site request forgery field, and this is basically everything we need. And then we'll do action, which will be a route to where. And yeah, that doesn't exist. It's obvious. Can I do not a route list? Or list routes? Yeah, this is the one. So, okay, so it didn't automatically match it with something. Awesome. So now we can go to our routes, and let's add a router.post on slash where slash where, probably. And then we'll do where's controller and the where method. And what did we call it? Where? Let's just check to make sure we didn't. Okay. Yeah, so we can do where. And now, again, if I list routes, we can see our where right here. Awesome. So I can do a pm dev. Awesome. And let's just have a button. And let's do components slash buttons slash primary. Right? We do have that. Components, buttons, primary. Yeah, awesome. So let's do that, and then we'll have a type of submit. And end. And let's just do start wearing. And we have a problem because I didn't close this string. And if we go here, we have our button. And if I click, it redirects. But our thing is null. Why is it null? Let's see. Oh yeah, because it doesn't exist, right? So this works. And let me just put this down here. Then we can create the where. And we can console.log where down here. And let's try this again. We go back to our browser and we do start wearing. Okay, so it did create it, right? We have our date here and the end date is null. Awesome. Awesome. And if we go take a look here, then we created it perfectly. So in any case, we'll do a wait where.save just to be safe. And if the where already exists, then we'll do where.endDate, which is equal to, we either have a payload.endDate, right? So if we have it, then it's date time. So what do we do? From ISO of payload.endDate. Otherwise, it's datetime.now. And that should be the basics of it. That should be the basics that we need to do that properly. Like properly, kind of properly at least. And when we go to our index, so how can I figure out if we have a where somewhere that needs to be closed down? Wait, first test. If we go back here and I start wearing, so it actually updates and it sets that it sets the date. So 1444, 1443. And if I start wearing again, okay, awesome. So this works. And, I mean, then we'll figure out what to write here, right? So we can probably do something like start and where session. And that should be a bit more understandable. So if we go here, then this section is done. I mean, it's done. It's done for now. Then we'll do a refactor and make everything work a bit better. Now, I'd like to probably do... so comfort level would imply that we need to write some migrations, which is not hard, but still something that we need to do. How about we try and calculate the daily wear duration, because we can probably do some pretty cool group bys and aggregations and stuff with SQL. I don't really know how to do it yet, but we'll figure it out together. So let's go back to our nav and let's see. SQL aggregate by date. There we go. Following our available aggregate function, date time, order by some date. Okay. What the hell? Let's do duration by date. SQL. Yeah, it's not date diff. I mean, it is date diff, but not in that kind of way. And I guess we could probably just do it in JS for now. But let's see. It turns the difference between two date values in years. What can we do? Okay, so we could use date diff. And date diff could take the, we could probably do seconds. We don't need to be more precise than that, right? We can probably do seconds and then do the transformation in JS to actually get a duration that goes from, that goes like 3 hours and 4 minutes and 5 seconds. That should be something doable, right? So I'll just drink something and then we can try and get it done. Okay. So what can we do? Date time, date column, reported data. Okay, no. Okay, so we can do, we could, if worse come to worse, then we can actually do some raw queries, but whatever. Let's see. This transaction. Helpful properties. Has union clear select clear where clear order. Okay. We don't really have anything here. The one thing that I'd like to see is in here, right? Do I have group by? And I was writing a SQL query to define the group by statement. Okay. So we'll probably do something like this. Let's try it out and see if we don't break anything. Hopefully we don't. Where the hell is it? Okay, there we go. So in our index, let's do the durations. And let's take our wheres and query, and let's try doing a group by row like this, and we'll group by start date, group by rows. For now, let's just try doing start date, and we'll do a log for day durations. And let's see. If I simply reload this page, user.relate is not a function. Oh, because it's related, not relate. That should help. Let's try this again. So group by row, and can I maybe count date diff in seconds and date and start date. Hopefully this works. Select count, date diff, seconds, and date start date from where is right here. Right, no such column, date diff, seconds. Okay. Do we have count? The count method allows you to use the count aggregate in your SQL queries. In PostgreSQL, count method returns a string representation. Okay, so not really. Okay, so let's, for now, I'll work on it off screen and see if we have something, right? So let's do const day durations is a map with a date time. So the index is a date time, and then the value inside will be a number. And then we'll do where's, and we can probably remove the that query, hopefully. Where's that for each? Let's get a where, and just so we're safe, let's type this. So we get the where, and for now, just do a console.log of w. Let's see if we get the right data. If I reload, where's that for each is not a function. Okay. So what if I do for const w of where's and console log w? Where's is not iterable. So what the? So do I need to do that query? Or was this right all along? It appears so. So I have my where. Now let's do const day is datetime. W dot start date. Can I type this like this? I can't, right? W dot start date. Let's say it's a statement cannot use a type annotation. That's what I feared. Whatever. Let's do it like this. And let's take a look at Luxon. So, can I do a duration? Duration from object. Object to create the datetime from. Okay, so we can actually create a duration object. So let's do, instead of a number, let's actually get a duration. And then we'll probably update import from Luxon. Yeah, so you cannot see it, but I'll show you once we actually go back to coding. So datetime. Do we have year, quarter, month, day? Okay. Reconfigure set plus minus start off end of to format to SQL time to string. There we go, has same. Where is it? Has same. Ah, there we go. Returns whether the datetime is in the same unit of time as another datetime. Higher order units might also be identical for this function to return true. Awesome. So we can do something like that. So let's do so if no. So we have a date time, and so we can't really use a map. We need to have an array, unfortunately, or maybe a map, but at some other point. So let's do that, and we'll type it as an array with a date, which is a date time value, and a duration, which is a duration. We'll do something like this. And not like this, because this is probably PHP or something. Maybe like this. Expression expected. Oh, yeah. So if the durations dot find, and I want e dot date that has same and the same day as our day right here, and probably some parentheses right here. There we go. And So the log, let's say found same date already. And if we didn't find it, then we want to find all the same day dates, which is a where's dot filter where day that has same day as e dot start date. And let's do something like this for logging. Let's do same day dates dot length plus similar dates found, and probably close parentheses as well. Let's see if everything that I just did at least works in theory. Right? Unit that to lowercase is not a function. Awesome. Oh, okay, because it's has same and it's the date time first and then the unit. So we just need to invert this. Right, so we put the date here. And basically just put this over here. And if I reload, so it didn't crash. And we have 4 similar dates found because we have 4 things. The only thing that we need to also do is so we need to filter everything that has the same date, and the ID is not w.id, right? Because we don't want the same ID. We should get 3 similar dates found. Okay, awesome. Awesome. I think we're getting somewhere. So I'll just drink some water. Remember to drink your water, guys. Okay. So we have our dates. Now we can do let duration is a new duration, probably. Does this work? A duration represents a period of time. Conceptually, it's just a map of units, their quantities. Can be used in their own or in conjunction with other Luxon types. Okay, so let's go look at the documentation for the duration. Duration. Okay, so we can use duration from millis, from object, from ISO. So let's do from ISO. What does it take? It takes a string and then an option. Okay, that doesn't really work. And from object, it's like years and hours. If this object is empty, then a 0 milliseconds duration is returned. Okay. And then what can I do? Can I do plus? And plus takes either a duration, an object, or a number. Okay. And either a Luxon duration, a number of milliseconds, the object arguments in duration from object. Okay. But can I do a datetime? Can I do like a diff? Let's see. Offset. Get the UTC offset of this datetime minutes. No, that doesn't work. Set zone, reconfigure set locale. Diff. There we go. Okay, so we can do something like that. So we can do a new duration. So not like that. We can do duration that from millis, and we'll take so we can do let's do so first of all we can do w the end date diff with day plus, and then we can do same day dates dot diff, and sorry, what does it return? It returns a duration. And can we do a duration? I know you can see the documentation. There we go. So if we do a duration, can we do 2 millis? Yeah, awesome. So let's do 2 millis to get the milliseconds, and then we'll do reduce. And we'll reduce, we'll get prev and cur. Right, and then we'll do something, and we'll start at 0. And here we'll return prev plus cur dot start date. Sorry, cur dot. There we go. So we'll do cur dot end date dot diff with cur dot start date dot to millis, and hopefully this works. Duration. So we didn't break anything. The server runs. And we have, okay. So now we have our duration. Can I do duration dot to format? To human. Returns a string representation of duration with all units included. Yeah, awesome. Okay. So what can I do? Oh. how can we... Could we probably do something like this, right? So we'll take this section right here and then. So let's try this again. And can I put this here? And there we go. So this is the start value, and then we add each time. So let's see. Cannot read properties of null. Okay. So where did it happen? Line 21. So here. How did we call it? End date. Okay. Oh. Yeah. So we do that. Or 0. Invalid unit value, not a number. So okay. So where did it go? Line 20 this time. So this is, oh, yeah. This should help. Okay, this didn't help at all. Awesome. Let's see. Oh, okay. Can I do something like this, maybe? Cannot read properties of null reading diff. So we'll do the same thing right here. Right, it's either this or 0. Awesome. Expected identified. What? So we do that, and then we do that end date like this. And like this. Okay. We probably put on little patches everywhere. And let's see. Can we format this? So let's do hours and minutes. So let's do HHMMSS. And if I reload this, then we get 1 minute and 53. Which is pretty great. And then I just ended another session off screen and we got a bit more time. Okay, so now that we have our duration, we can do day durations dot push, and we'll push the date for day, and then the duration and duration. And once we're all done here, then we can also log actually day durations. And we should only have one value because all the dates are on the same day. Okay, and we only get into there one time because we only found one date, and then found some data ready, found some data ready, found some data ready, because we have 5 elements. So first time it finds it, it queries for all the others, does all the logic there, and then skips all of the others. Awesome. Okay, so this works. Probably not the cleanest, but it does work. So now we have the time. Let's see if we can... we'll take a small break and see if we can figure out a way to put all this stuff into a graph, right? I'll take a small break and I'll see you guys soon. And we're back. So let's go back here and let's see if we go. I'll do just a bit of stuff here. So let's do all of this. End date is nullable. And then do all of this. Duration work in progress plus start and stop. And we can get on with our lives. I mean, we get on with the stuff, right? So in any case, I'll want to push down the day durations to the template. And at some point when we'll implement other stuff, we'll probably make it so it pulls the data from a dedicated endpoint, so we don't pollute stuff, right? But for now, this is fine. And in here, we can do inspect day durations or something like this. Let's see. So we actually get the stuff, right? So we get date in timestamp, and we get the duration with the millisecond value and all the matrices. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Okay. We have some stuff. So we have two choices to make the graphs. The library I know better is chart.js. Right? This is the one that I use at work, and it works pretty well. And the other one I have wanted to try for some time is Apex charts. Right? And let's see. So how does it work? Yeah. So we have an element, and then we can create series with some data, and then x-axis. So what does this turn out to be? Okay. So we can get that, but why is it categories? Can I add like a second category here? Maybe. Okay. Hmm. Can I do like 2004 here? Do we have... Hmm. So how can we work with data? So we do that. Where all the values in the data array indicates y-axis values. And categories has to be provided. Okay. Or we can do paired values. Okay. We could probably do like a timeline. Probably. We have demos. Yes, we do. Let's see, column, mix, range. Okay, so maybe not a timeline. We'll probably just do either a line or a column, because I usually prefer lines in this case. So how difficult is it? Pressure, missing, gradient line, step line. Let's see. Basic line. So we have name desktops. And then the data. And then we something like this. Okay. But how about data labels? So what is a data label in this case? Probably like the value displayed here. Zoomable time series. Okay, so I can zoom in. No data labels. Okay, so I can specify markers. Because what I'll probably do is I do want to get the so each labels, right? I want to have the year, month, date, probably. And then for the y-axis, I want the value to be in time seconds. In timestamps, right? So milliseconds or seconds. Milliseconds is GS, basically. But if we don't want to display timestamps as a label, right? Because that sucks. It's not easy to read. So we want to format the label. And let's see how hard it is to do with chart.js. Data structures. Data is an array of numbers. Okay. Private name is for the index scale and the value for value scale. Okay. Options. Legend. Probably not this one. Tooltip. There we go. Tooltip. And then do we have title and returns text to render. So probably this one here. Can change the text that displays for a given data point. A common example is to show a unit. The examples below puts $1 before every row. So option, plugin tooltip, callbacks, label. If label, we add that. Then we format that and return the label. So we could probably do something like this, which is great. Which is great. Just how are we going to define this kind of stuff? Ideally, I'd like to have a single source of truth, right? So I would love to have an endpoint send back all the data that we need and display that data. And the script would just read that input and work with it. Sorry. The only thing that doesn't work with that is is this section right here, right? Right here, this part. If we could configure it for, say, so for the label, look at that in that data set. For that element, look at that value. That will work wonders. But I'm not sure if we can do that. Maybe, did I miss something in data structures? So we can do data like this, okay, which is fine. And then we have, so we can do custom values and then say option parsing and then do the x-axis and y-axis. Okay, so that's fine. Can I look at the options? Parsing options. Yeah. Okay, so maybe not directly from the API. Configurations. Let's see. Maybe if we take a look at the chart. Mm-hmm. Okay, so point styling. Mm-hmm. Because, okay, how can I do this with, is it something that I can do with Apex? If it is, then we'll work with Apex. Let's see. We could probably use data labels, but then, no, it's a function. Oh, there we go. This is the default setting for x-axis label generation in a time series. Okay, so this is great. Y-axis. Okay, so this is fine, but then can we do? Okay. Separate x-axis categories array. You can also provide a category x value along with the y value. Oh no, y-axis. Show always. Okay, yeah, whatever. Labels. And then we still need to pass a formatter here. Okay, tell you what, we've been at it for almost 2 hours now. I'll say we take a break right now and probably do it next time. Okay, I'll take a look at this a bit more, do some experimentation on my side, and see if I can figure out how to do this with a single source of truth, right? Ideally, I would like to have a JS file that I can input, that I can bring onto my page, and pass some parameters into, saying, okay, I need you to have the this is the URL you'll fetch the data into. This is the element that you'll put the canvas that you'll use to create the element. And ideally, that is all that I will need to do, right? And I'll see if I can figure out how to do it with one of these two libraries, or maybe if there's another library that I don't know yet. I'll take a look at that. And according to what I find, then we'll probably work on this on the next stream. But I'm pretty happy that we managed to actually get the durations. And I'll test it out in the following day, see if I add maybe some dates tomorrow, right? Do I have if it actually generates two different elements with two different durations, right? This is something that I mean, I guess we could test it out right now, actually. That's kind of stupid. So if I create something for yesterday, right? And I go back to maybe this one, yeah, and reload. And we go back to the terminal. Then we actually have two things. So we have a duration of 0 for yesterday, for the April 19th, because I created them at the exact same moment, basically. And then we have the other for today, where we have some different data and stuff. Okay, so that actually works, which is awesome. And we'll probably do the rest some other time. Okay. Thank you guys for sticking with me for this little development cycle. I hope you have a good weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye.